Have you ever wondered what you would do if everything collapsed around you? If tomorrow your job, your projects, or even your financial security disappeared overnight? It sounds terrifying, right? But believe me, this is a reality that many people face. And that's exactly why, in today's video, we're going to talk about how you can turn crises into financial opportunities. Let me tell you a story. Joao, an ordinary man who lived a peaceful life with a good job and a comfortable routine, until suddenly a global economic crisis hit the country. His job was cut, and he didn't know what to do. For days he felt lost, directionless, until something inside him woke up. He didn't want to rely on the government, on promises of help, or on other people. He knew that the only way out of this situation was to take control of his financial life. And that's exactly what he did. Joao started looking for alternatives. First, he did a complete diagnosis of his financial situation. Where was his money? What were his fixed expenses? What could he cut? It was then that he realized that many of his expenses were unnecessary. He was paying for streaming services he barely used, spending money on things that didn't add value to his life. He began cutting everything that wasn't essential, freeing up money that could be used more wisely. But Joao didn't stop there. He knew that to really change the situation, he would need to do something more. He looked at his skills. What did he do well? He had always been good in the kitchen and with the free time began testing new recipes. Soon, he had an idea. Why not sell his homemade cakes? Joao used the internet to his advantage, started promoting his products on social media, and in no time, he began selling to friends, acquaintances, and even people outside his network. This shift in mindset was crucial. Instead of sinking into frustration and despair, Joao chose to take action. He turned a crisis into an opportunity. And that's what you can do too. No matter what your situation is, there's always something you can do to change the course of your financial life. Now, you might be wondering, how do I start? The first thing you need to understand is that in times of crisis, information is power. Knowing where your money is, what your expenses are, and how you can cut costs is the first step. It may sound basic, but many people don't do this. Grab a piece of paper, a spreadsheet, or even an app and write everything down. This financial control is the foundation for any change. Let's take an example. Let's say you spend 300 Brazilian reals a month on streaming services. Do you really need all of them? Cutting unnecessary costs can free up money to invest in something that truly makes a difference, like courses, tools, or even starting a small business. Another essential thing is to identify your skills and passions. In Joao's case, he turned his love for cooking into a source of income. What are you good at? It could be writing, fixing things, teaching, or even selling. In times of crisis, these skills can become your greatest weapon. But it's not enough to have an idea. You need to act. Start small with what you have. Many successful businesses started in people's garages or with limited resources. The important thing is to take the first step. And here's a golden tip. Use the internet to your advantage. Social media and digital platforms are powerful tools and often free to promote your products or services. Joao used Instagram to sell his cakes, but you can use WhatsApp, Facebook, or even TikTok. The important thing is to be where your audience is. Finally, invest in knowledge. In times of crisis, learning something new can be the difference between stagnating and thriving. There are free online courses, YouTube videos, and affordable books that can help you develop valuable skills. Never underestimate the power of continuous learning. These strategies are simple but extremely powerful. And the best part, you can start today. Don't wait for the situation to improve on its own. Be the protagonist of your story, just like Joao was of his. Now that you understand the strategies, let's talk about the importance of mindset. In difficult times, it's natural to feel fear, anxiety, and even anger. But how you react to these feelings is what defines your next steps. You can freeze, or you can use these emotions as fuel to take action. The choice is yours. Think about great leaders or entrepreneurs. Many of them face huge crises, but instead of giving up, they change their perspective. Steve Jobs, for example, was fired from his own company and used that moment to create new projects that changed the world. The key is to ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Here are some tips to adjust your mindset. First, surround yourself with positive people. Negativity is contagious, but positivity is too. Look for mentors, friends, or even online content that inspires and motivates you. Second, practice gratitude. In the midst of difficulties, it's easy to forget what you've already achieved. Write down every day at least 3 things you are grateful for. This changes your perspective and gives you energy to keep going. Lastly, but not least, visualize the future you want. Imagine yourself overcoming the crisis, achieving your goals, and living the life you dream of. This practice may seem simple, but it has a huge impact on your motivation and how you face challenges. Now that you have a strengthened mindset, it's time to think about the future. Planning for the future doesn't mean predicting what will happen, but rather creating a solid foundation so that when challenges come, you're prepared. And the first step to this is creating an emergency fund. The emergency fund is like a financial life jacket. Experts recommend that you have at least 6 months' worth of basic expenses saved. It may seem like a lot, but start small. Set aside 10% of what you earn, or even less, if necessary. The important thing is to start. In addition, diversify your sources of income. Don't depend on just one job or a single source of money. This can be risky, especially in times of instability. Think about creating extra income, like a small business, investments, or even freelancing. Joao, for example, started with his cakes while looking for new opportunities. Speaking of investments, this is another important pillar. Don't let your money sit idle. Even with little, you can start investing in safe options like Treasury Direct or in something more daring like stocks. The important thing is to study and understand what makes sense for your profile. But planning isn't just about money. It's also about skills. Ask yourself, what can I learn today that will be valuable in the future? It could be a language, a new technology, or a practical skill. The market is constantly changing, and those who adapt faster have a huge advantage. Finally, visualize your long-term goals. Where do you want to be in 5 or 10 years? Write down your plans and review them regularly. A well-done plan not only prepares you for crises, but also brings you closer to the life you want. We've reached the end of this journey, and now it's up to you. Joao's story, the strategies we've shared, and the lessons on mindset and planning will only make sense if you take the first step today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. And I want to know from you, what part of this video impacted you the most? Was it Joao's story, one of the practical strategies, or maybe the planning for the future? Comment below and tell me what you're going to start doing today to transform your financial life. Your comment could inspire others who are facing similar challenges. And who knows, your idea or experience might appear in a future video here on the channel. If you like this video, leave a like and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content that could change your life. Remember, you don't need to depend on the government, luck, or anyone. Change starts with you. So, let's turn crises into opportunities together. I'll be waiting for your comment below. See you in the next video.